Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. So Nick is here, and he has this wonderful smelling jambalaya going. The rice is just gonna cook down and get ready, and it smells great. In the meantime, we're gonna make 2 Bayou Brownie recipes, which we're talking about the fact that I don't know why they call them Bayou Brownies unless it's the fact they have pecans and a lot of sugar in them, so that's similar to pralines. And anyway, so the first one is more of a blonde brownie. There's no chocolate to it. Normally when we think of brownies, we think of chocolate, but this one has no chocolate in it. So the first thing, I may have you do it for me. The first thing in our big bowl here, I want you to dump the pecans in. There's 1 cup of chopped pecans. Yep.
My best fan of white there.
And can you give me that butter?
Mm-hmm.
And to the chopped pecans, we're going to add 1 egg and a yellow cake mix and a 1/2 cup of melted butter. So while he's adding the egg and the cake mix, I'm going to melt the butter. This is another thing, Ron's invention. Our microwave is hidden, but I'm vertically challenged. Okay. And there's the 1/2 cup of melted butter. And you're just going to stir those together.
Okay.
And there should be a rubber spatula right there. And we've preheated the oven. It's preheating now to 325, and I've sprayed a 9x13 pan. And when Nick gets those mixed together, we're going to press that into this 9x13 pan. Now, one of the things you told me was you worked at a bakery.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to have been able to see that bakery from, it sounded amazing. And I think I'm going to share some pictures.
Okay. I have a few pictures I can share, and I can bring some up from what the bakery actually looked like back in the day.
And
It's no longer there, unfortunately.
I know. Some of those best things in our lifetime kids will never get to experience.
Right.
We talked too about Nick's going to come back after he gets home from Louisiana and share a couple more recipes with us.
And we'll have some fresh Cajun shrimp. See, shrimp from the actual Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah,
Really
it's
good.
nothing like the shrimp we think is fresh, is it?
Right. It has a little different flavor and texture to it. When you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Sometimes
Most of
even
them are
the
brown.
size.
It's a brown shrimp is what we use, what we get down there.
Okay. Press that into the bottom of there. We're going to use this bowl all over again.
Sounds like a plan.
I know. Fewer dishes, the better, even though the dishwasher does most of it.
All right. At my house, I'm the dishwasher.
I was for a lot of years.
I actually have a dishwasher.
But sometimes...
I still hand wash all my pots and pans. Though.
Yeah.
I don't put them in the dishwasher.
Okay, we're going to set that aside.
Sure, we're good and even. All right.
And in the same bowl, so you're not doing a bunch of extra,
Okay.
we're going to beat the 2 eggs that we have remaining. And the cream cheese, it's an 8-ounce package of cream cheese that's at room temperature.
Okay.
Do you hate opening cream cheese as much as I do?
Yes and no. I'm gonna cheat.
They say those are easy open, but
They're
I don't
not.
agree.
They are not.
And then we have 16 ounces of powdered sugar that we've already weighed. That we're going to use the electric mixer and mix those until they're smooth.
So we add this,
Yep.
this.
And try not to cover yourself with powdered sugar when you start the mixer.
Won't be the first time.
That's what aprons are for.
That's right. I don't cook without my apron. I say that's low, my goodness.
Has got to be one of the easiest there is. And then we're going to show you a chocolate one too, and I want you to experience and tell us which one would actually be a little more authentic or better. Once that's mixed and all smooth, we're going to pour that over that crust you just made, and we're going to put it in our oven. And it'll take it about 40 minutes to bake, and then it's done. It's wonderful. Yeah, get all those goodies around the edges.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
That's kind of a nice thing too about having a guest cook. I get to stand and watch. And
usually I just take over when the guest cook. I'm not doing it Nick's way. No, I'm just teasing.
do you have a tendency though? It's hard to let go. I know.
My wife will attest to that.
When our family comes over almost every Sunday for lunch, and it's gotten so for the most part they don't even ask if there's something they can do, because it's just easier for me to do myself, and I know how I want it done.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna pop that in the oven, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So Nick helped me throw together the Bayou Brownies, and now we're doing another version that's actually triple chocolate Bayou Brownie. And so in the bowl, he's going to add a cup of chocolate chips that we've already measured, and we've got some all sweet. You could use dark chocolate if you want to, but a half a cup of melted butter, which we've already melted.
Okay.
1 egg. So it's super similar to the other one. A package of fudge cake mix. And we're gonna mix those together and press them into our sprayed 9x13. This will make the crust.
Okay.
And it's really kind of handy because it's going to go in at 325 for about the same amount of time as the other one. So when I think of brownies, I think of chocolate. Of course, I love chocolate, so that.
Me too.
And really less praline than the other. So
More of a brownie texture.
Right. And we're gonna throw our pecans in there too.
Okay.
We have about a cup of chopped pecans. Are you a pecan lover?
I like them. I like them cooked in things. Just to eat them plain, I'm not a fan. But
Right.
But if they're cooked in something, I'll eat them all day long. In the bakery, we used to have a brownie, and the owner made the brownies. It had a fudge icing on them, and then he would lay the bottom of the brownie in plain white sugar. I would coat the bottom of the brownie. And he put the chocolate. He put the batter and put the brownies on the white sugar, and then he would coat them with the fudge icing.
Definitely sweet.
I
and
tell
to
you,
die
if
for,
you're diabetic, you better be 5 seconds from the emergency room. Which I am diabetic, but you know what? When I go down to Louisiana, I buy some because there's a different bakery that makes them now. They have the recipe. They are to die for.
I bet.
And I will bring some home for you.
I'm gonna be so spoiled when you come home.
They have pecans in them, and they are delicious.
Okay, I'm baking pan.
There, because we're going to reuse that.
Yeah. And you know, we eat a lot of like snacking on mixed nuts, salted mixed nuts, and Ron makes fun of me because I pick pecans out. I don't want the pecans in those, but I like them, like you said, in something.
Yeah. I'm not a fan just to eat them alone, but I love
either.
them cooked.
And I totally dislike walnuts. English walnuts, black walnuts, I do not like them at all.
Not a fan.
No.
I'm not a big shell nut fan.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they're in something, I'll eat them. But just to sit down and eat them, I'm not a great big fan.
Okay, so again, Nick said he set that bowl aside because we're going to use that again to make the topping that goes over this.
Pair of gloves here real quick.
Okay. So,
our jambalaya is coming right along
I
all
know.
the way.
It's hard for me to just leave it alone.
I'm ready to dive into it.
Yes. In the bowl, when he's ready, he's going to put the 2 eggs.
2 eggs.
I think it's funny when recipes call for 2 large eggs. Most recipes are designed for large eggs, and that's I don't think it's something people realize that if you just say 2 eggs, that's a normal.
I'll tell you a funny story. Our recipes at the nursing home called for like 2.5 eggs. Figure that one out.
Yeah, that's great. 8 ounces of softened cream cheese to room temperature.
Look at me go, I got a tour this time.
Well, you did it perfectly. I am not good at that. And it hurts my fingers even to try to separate it.
Yep. Okay,
and we have a tablespoon of cocoa.
Cocoa.
And you can use dark cocoa or just unsweetened cocoa. This is unsweetened. I'm just not a fan of dark chocolate either. So.
Neither am I.
And then the 16 ounces of powdered sugar that we've already measured. So he's going to use the electric mixer and mix that until it's smooth, and that will go over our crust and in a 325 oven for 40 minutes. So we will let you see it when we're done. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.